Studio Ghibli. It's not just a name, it's a feeling. A warm summer breeze, the rustling of golden fields, the soft glow of lanterns flickering at dusk. It's the gentle hum of cicadas on a quiet afternoon, the distant laughter of children playing beyond the hills, the scent of rain soaked earth after a summer storm. There's a reason why Ghibli's art feels like stepping into a memory, even if we have never been there before. It tugs at something deep inside us, a nostalgia for places we may never have visited, moments we may never have lived. But what is that secret? How do they make their worlds feel so alive? And more importantly, as artists, what can we learn from them? Today, as I take you through my own art process, we'll break down the magic behind Studio Ghibli's signature style, why it works, what makes it special, and how can you apply it to your own creations. To help illustrate these principles, I'll be painting a peaceful scene, a cozy desk, bathed in golden afternoon light, a cat curled up asleep among open books, and plants swaying gently by the window. As I work on this piece, we'll explore the techniques that bring the Ghibli touch to our life. The power of imperfection. Let's start with the fundamental truth. Ghibli art isn't perfect, and that's exactly why it feels so real. Hayao Miyazaki himself has said this, that clean, sterile lines will kill the soul of animation. If you look at the hand-drawn frames in Spirited Away or My Neighbor Totoro, you'll notice wobbly, slightly uneven strokes, giving everything a natural, organic feel. So, how do we bring this into our own work? Simple, embrace imperfection. As I sketch my scene, I'm deliberately keeping my lines loose and free-flowing. The edges of the books aren't perfectly straight. The leaves on the plants are slightly asymmetrical. The fur on the sleeping cat is drawn with irregular, gentle strokes instead of rigid, over-defined outlines. These imperfections create a warmth, making the scene feel more tangible and lived in. When it comes to color, Ghibli avoids harsh digital gradients. Instead, they use soft, painterly textures that mimic traditional mediums like watercolor and gouache. The key is layering, building up color gradually, allowing subtle variations in tone. This gives everything a handmade touch, something CGI often struggles to replicate. Time to bring it into art. Right now, I'm adding more details to my piece, making sure that nothing feels too rigid. The wooden desk has slightly inconsistencies in its grain. The cat's fur isn't perfectly smooth, it has tufts that stick out naturally. Even the sunlight filtering through the window isn't a perfect gradient, but rather a soft, uneven glow as if dust motes are dancing in the light. Atmosphere and emotion. The real star of Ghibli isn't the characters, it's the world they live in. Every scene is alive with movement. A leaf drifting in the wind, the soft flicker of candlelight, the distant sway of tree branches. This is what we call ambient storytelling. Adding subtle movement to a still frame can make it feel cinematic. Take my scene for example, a cat sleeping peacefully on a desk. How can I make this moment feel alive? Instead of just drawing a static image, I think about what small details can include. Perhaps the cat's tail is curled slightly, as if it moved a moment ago. The pages of an open book are slightly lifted at the edges, as if a breeze just passed. The leaves of the plants lean gently towards the light, basking in its warmth. These elements suggest time passing, a world that continues beyond the frame. color, light, and mood. Miyazaki once said, the creation of a single world comes from a huge number of fragments and chaos. And nowhere is this more evident than in how Ghibli uses color and light. Each film has a dominant palette. Totoro's world is painted in warm, earthy greens and golds, evoking a scene of nostalgia and comfort. Spirited Away shifts from soft pastels to deep purples, reflecting the shift in tone from wonder to eerie mystery. In my piece, I want to create a sense of peace and warmth, so I'm choosing soft golden hues. The sunlight streaming onto the desk has a diffused glow, with gentle shadows stretching across the books and cat's fur. Nothing is overly saturated. Ghibli's colors are vibrant yet subdued, never overwhelming the scene. To achieve this in your art, start with a mood. Ask yourself, how do I want the viewer to feel? Secondly, choose a base color scheme. Warm tones for comfort and cool tones for mystery, while rich tones and contrasts for drama. And thirdly, focus on light. Ghibli's light is always soft and natural. Harsh shadows are rare. Light and shadow blend gently, mimicking how light behaves in real life. Storytelling in art. Perhaps the biggest lesson we can take from Ghibli is that art is storytelling. A single illustration can hold an entire narrative if we allow it. For my scene, I want to suggest a story beyond what's immediately visible. Maybe the books on the desk belong to a writer who has just stepped away, leaving their notes scattered. The cat, curled up and dreaming, adds a layer of coziness. Details like these make a piece feel immersive, as if the viewer has walked into a real moment frozen in time. Art as a lifelong journey. At the end of the day, Ghibli's magic isn't just in their technique, it's in their approach to art itself, as something alive, evolving, and never truly finished. Miyazaki is known for endlessly sketching, never considering a piece truly done. That's an important mindset to keep as an artist. Your journey isn't about reaching a level where you master art. It's about growing, experiencing, and embracing the joy of creation. If you feel stuck, take a step back. Observe the world. Watch how the sunlight moves through the day. Notice how shadows shift, how a breeze makes leaves dance, how objects have their own quiet presence. That's where the magic happens. So, what did we learn today? Imperfection makes art feel human. Atmosphere turns a drawing into an experience. Color isn't about aesthetics, it tells a story. And most importantly, art is a journey, not a destination. I hope this breakdown helps you see your own work differently. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Studio Ghibli's art philosophy, let me know what topics you'd love to see next. Until next time, keep creating, keep dreaming, and most of all, keep making magic.